My favorite thing about the DJI Pocket 3 is just how good it is with external microphones. Whether it's something like the £1,400 Sennheiser MKH50 that I've got plugged into a audio interface that's running processing directly into the Pocket 3, giving me a finalized audio capture so I can just edit straight away. Or if it's using something like the awesome DJI Mic 2 or even the Rode Wireless Pro. What about a on-camera shotgun microphone? You can use pretty much anything you want with the Pocket 3 and you can just plug it straight in and it goes. Even a Zoom F6. It powers my Zoom F6 without a battery. 48 volts of phantom power? No problem. High-end microphone? No problem. Want to run the Shure SM7B directly into the DJI Mic 2? No problem. And I'm going to test all of that in today's video. There's timestamps for everything. There's also affiliate links for everything that I'm using today. None of these companies have sent me any of the things that I'm using in this video. So if you can help me out, if you decide you want one of these for yourself, anything that you see today, please do use the affiliate link below. Sorry to sound like a beg at the beginning of the video, but the channel's expensive and we just need to get some money. But we're going to test everything in today's video. I'm also going to break this down into some shorter videos over the coming weeks because there's a lot of stuff to cover, I think, as well. Anyone that's new to audio, when we go into all the adapters and stuff, you might get a little bit lost. So I want to make sure that I do cover things in more detail later on at a later date. Plus we get to make more content and we get to put more affiliate links in there. Look how that worked out. Sneaky, eh? Coming for your hard-earned money with my sneaky little affiliates. Anywho, let's do some tests. The first microphone I want to talk about is wireless microphones. More importantly, the DJI Mic 2. So when the Osmo Pocket 3 originally came out, you could only really get this mic as part of the Creator Combo, link in the description below to that one. But you can now actually buy this microphone separately, which means you can pair two of these microphones with the Osmo Pocket 3. Jesus, the sun has just come out and I can't see nothing now. That has just blinded me. I knew I should have brought a hat with me this morning. Every time it winds, my hair goes like this. Now I've got sun in my eye. So the cool features is that when you hit record on the Osmo Pocket 3, it starts recording on the transmitter because this is only connecting via Bluetooth. So I wouldn't want to get too far away from the Pocket 3. I probably wouldn't want to go all the way over there. But the fact that it triggers recording on the device means that I actually have a backup track. And another cool thing about the backup track is it has the option to record in 32-bit float. So say if you set your levels too low, traditionally you would bring them up and there would be a crap ton of hiss in them. Doesn't sound good. If you set your levels too high, it's clipped and you can't recover it. Doesn't sound good at all. 32-bit float kind of allows you not to worry about any of those situations. You can just recover clipped audio, you can boost it back up and you're not going to have loads of hiss and noise. It also has noise cancellation, but I wouldn't use it. There's so many better plugins that you can use afterwards. I wouldn't bake noise cancellation into your original audio. If you were going to be streaming live from this though, and you're in a very noisy environment, I could probably understand maybe use the noise cancellation. Now, the other cool feature about the DJI Mic 2 is that it does have a microphone input, which means you can plug lavaliers into them, but you can also plug in on-camera shotgun microphones. So as you can see here, I've got the Rode VideoMic NTG wirelessly connected to the Osmo Pocket 3. But it gets better. This is where the 32-bit float comes into. Because we're able to boost the audio from the built-in recording on the DJI Mic 2 without really introducing a massive amount of noise. This isn't the cleanest way of doing an SM7B by any means, but what it does mean is that we can actually wirelessly connect a Shure SM7B to the Osmo Pocket 3 or just any dynamic microphone. If you wanted to use a condenser microphone, you would just need something that can do 48 volts of phantom power, so just like a little battery power pack that you can get an inline, and you can wirelessly do this straight to the Osmo Pocket 3. So this is it. This is the Shure SM7B outdoors. I don't know why you'd ever want to do this, but you can do it. There has been a nifty new feature though that was done via firmware if you didn't actually want to buy a second DJI Mic 2. So say if you wanted to maybe interview someone where one of you was going to have the mic and you're thinking you're going to have to keep passing it back and forwards to each other, they've now added a feature so you can actually record internally to the Osmo Pocket 3 and an external microphone at the same time. It doesn't just have to be the DJI mic, it could be any of the microphones that I'm showing you today. It will record a separate WAV file which you can sync up in post afterwards. So this is the DJI mic, This is what it sounds like. This is the built-in mic on the Osmo Pocket 3. I've got the wind reduction turned on, I believe. It doesn't allow you to change any settings once you have that ticked on or a mic connected. So I believe this is with the wind reduction on. Just a couple of things to note there. So the SM7B, I was using them recording from the DJI Mic 2, okay? And when you connect to the Pocket 3, I think that's only sending 24-bit audio to the Pocket 3, so when you bring it up there is a little bit more noise in it than when you use the 32-bit float recording. That being said, you could still use the built-in recording in a pinch, but I would always go for using the audio that's recorded into this. As for the next few tests that we're going to do, it just seems to be me wandering around a park talking absolute crap and not really being that technical, just talking about the microphones more than how you actually use the microphones with the Pocket 3. So I think it's time that we educate a little bit and share a little bit of knowledge and go through some of those options that you can do with the Pocket 3. So there is no 3.5mm microphone connection on the Pocket 3. You have to use a USB-C to 3.5mm adapter to plug your microphones in if they are 3.5mm microphones. So if it doesn't have a USB-C output, that's what you have to use. You also need to make sure you get the right connection for your microphone. So if you've got something like, you know, a on-camera shotgun microphone, chances are they use a TRS connection, so you're going to need a USB-C to TRS cable. This one's actually by Hollyland. I really like it because you can plug it in there and then straight into your device, whether that's a wireless microphone system or just, you know, plugging it in here. Okay, on the 3.5mm. This is what I use for the MKE 200 that you're going to see a bit later in the video. So then that way you're not having to use a cable and then an adapter. Now, if you don't want to use the Hollyland cable, if you want something that is a conventional USB-C to a 3.5mm for TRS connections, I recommend this cable from Movo that you can see on screen. I can't seem to find mine at the moment, which is why I'm not showing it to you. Now, if you're using a TRS connection, which is generally like things that have been bought for a mobile phone, I actually really recommend just using the Apple one. It's only about £8 and it works really well. And you can even use a converter cable like the Rode ST7. So this is going to be a tip ring sleeve to a tip ring sleeve. So you plug the grey one in there, and then you'd be able to plug into a conventional camera stuff. Another thing for you to note as well is that when you are using the extended battery, that is if this battery runs out and you have something plugged into it, that will then stop that microphone input to the Pocket 3. Really annoying feature. I'm sure it's probably for some safety or something like that, but it just does my head in. So it's even come to the point I don't even really use the extended battery that much anymore. I actually just use this to charge the device up on the move. Now, anyone that knows the Rode VideoMic Go 2 or even the VideoMic NTG that we're going to test in a bit knows that it actually has a USB-C connection on it and you can output out of that. Now, to do that, you can literally just use the included USB-C cable that comes with the Pocket 3. I hope that cable's not falling down in front. Sorry, I had a wire up here and I was like, is it in shot? Because I can't really see the screen that much. But yeah, you can use the included cable. I also recommend a couple of short USB-C cables that I've been using over the past year with the Action 3 4 and the Pocket 3 as well. So yeah, you just plug those in and they're good to go. I don't know if you'll be able to see any of this behind me, but there is a park run, and I never check to see if there's a park run before I come out to the park to shoot footage. And I get caught up in this park run all the time. Last time I was here, I was literally over here somewhere and like 500 people just running at me, like camera gear on me, microphone stuff. I was just like wailing and screaming. Somebody was asking me if I was press. I am not built for speed. I am built for feed. You can already hear me panting just trying to do a microphone video. Let's get out of here. So the microphone you're listening to right now is the Sennheiser MKE 200 using that Hollyland cable that I would have showed you earlier. This is what it sounds like. I actually really like this little microphone. You do have to boost the low end a little bit on it, but I just love how compact it is, the little wind furry on it as well. See, as I dip down here, you probably can't really see it that much. It's not going to show up in the view, which you'll notice in a little bit when we test with the VideoMic NTG. This is perfect for action cameras as well. If you're going to be mounting it on action camera cages and things like that, it won't show up. It's just a really handy, nice little microphone, and this is what it sounds like on the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and I think I got the gain set to about +6. Right, let's get the hell out of here. I'm not doing a park run again. I thought I got away from them, but they're still here, so I'm going to go this way. Just get some face track on, because I just watched the last bit of footage, and I think I was up here all the time. Well, there's another one coming towards me. Very jazzy outfit though, very colourful, some of these runners. Gotta go. All those healthy people. Anywho, switching over to a USB connection, we've now got the Rode VideoMic Go 2 plugged into the Osmo Pocket 3. I haven't got a furry on this one, I've only got the included wind foamy, so I don't know if it's going to sound a little bit rough because there is a bit of wind going on this morning. And I've got it plugged onto this really cheap plasticky case thing that allows me to put a hot shoe on it. I kind of got it because you could fold the fingers over at the back, you know, like the GoPro mount, which you can't do on the DJI one. I will put a link to it in the description, but this thing is literally really cheaply made. You can't use the extended battery with it either because it hasn't got a hole in the back for the USB to fit with it. If you do buy one, don't blame me if you don't like the quality, but it's allowing me to mount the VideoMic Go 2 onto the Pocket 3. And you can see here for vlogging, you can't really see the microphone. I don't even think you would with the foamy as well. Now if I do like an extreme turn, you can see it there, but I don't think it's that bad anyway. I think for the most, you know, you can't see it. You might see it with a wide angle lens. I didn't bring that with me. Just wish you could change the aperture. That's the one thing I wish you could do with the Pocket 3. You know, I don't always want everything blurry behind me. You know, I want to see all these nice boats. You know, I just want stuff to be shown a little bit more sometimes. It's kind of made me think that maybe I regret selling my ZV-1 a little bit. Even though this is better. This is better. It's got more features. It is better. But I miss my little ZV-1. I mean, I got a ZV-E1, but I miss the ZV-1. It was tiny. I could just put it in my pocket. I could just go out. It was fun. It wasn't fun doing all the gyro stuff afterwards to stabilise all the footage, because that built-in active footage, you know, stabilisation, whatever. Nah, that didn't work. That didn't work. You had to gyro stabilise it all. But anyway, waffling on. Back to USB microphone plugged into the Pocket 3. So we're now using the Rode VideoMic NTG that you heard earlier that we connected wirelessly. I'm going to stop for a second because there's a canal boat just moored up there. It's quite early. I don't know if those people are asleep. But this is the VideoMic NTG connected in via USB-C. Now some things I really like about connecting this microphone to it is that you can set the Osmo Pocket 3 to stereo mode, and then you can set the safety track on the VideoMic NTG. So what does that mean? It means it's going to record one track a little bit lower. So that is what a safety track is. I've also got a high frequency boost turned on as well because I'm using a big furry windshield, and that is going to affect the high frequencies. It's going to make it sound a little bit more muted. So that is just going to boost those signals, but you can do it in post afterwards. Anyway, you can see it there. It's big. It's big. Oh, it's lost me. Tracking's lost me. Track my face back. Let's have a look. Going up. Not going to see it there, are we? What about when we pan? Maybe a little bit on the panning. But there we go. There's the VideoMic NTG. Back to the studio. Let's do some more studio tests. Well, I hope some of that made sense because I didn't really plan this video so much, and I didn't really realize how much stuff I was testing, and I was just running around willy-nilly and not really focusing on making the content. But now we need to talk about what I absolutely love about this, and this is plugging audio interfaces into the Pocket 3. Now, when it came to the Osmo Action 3 and 4, when people were using external recorders from Zoom, like the F3 was something that's featured in quite a lot of videos on YouTube being used with the Action 3 and 4. The reason that was so popular is that it was able to be powered by batteries because the Action 3 and 4 wasn't able to power it. But when I plugged this into the DJI Pocket 3, I removed all the batteries and it just turned on, and I was like, okay, that's cool. Is it going to work though? Connect to the SM7B, turn the gain all the way up, and it worked. I was like, what about when I pull some more juice from this? So I then did 48 volts of phantom power with 2 microphones, and I was able to input that into the Pocket 3 as well. And by then, you know, changing the channels on it a little bit, so setting one channel to the left and one to the right, I was able to split those channels. So I actually ran the MKH50 and the Schoeps microphone, my MK41, into the Pocket 3, and it worked flawlessly. So I will show you that in another video. That being said, I don't think it's going to work with every audio interface, and your mileage is going to vary. One thing I had issues with as well was using different converter cables. It doesn't seem to like it, just wants a USB-C connection, you know, doesn't want like extra adapters. So I was just taking USB type A to USB type C, and I've got a bunch of different adapters. Every single one was just being weird, or I was getting some noise coming through. So it is going to really vary. Like I even plugged the Audient Evo 8 in after the Zoom F6 worked. That did power on the Audient Evo 8, but then it didn't run with 48 volts of phantom power and it was dropping out. So it is going to vary, and I am going to make some more videos on that. I'm going to try and find some really great budget audio interfaces that you can plug into this, but I have actually got one that I can recommend, and that's the one I'm using here. And this is a powered audio interface. This is the Behringer Ultra Voice UV1. And this is freaking awesome. This thing is basically a DBA-X286S, but they added a USB audio interface to it and they added headphone monitoring. So I can even actually listen to the videos back after they're recorded. I don't have to then plug it into a computer or remove the SD card. I can just review them afterwards, listening to them straight through the UV1. It's also got processing on it as well. So I'm running a compressor. I've got a little bit of de-essing. I'm enhancing it a little bit with some EQ, little bit of low end, little bit of top. Not really needed with the MKH50 anyway. And then I am running an expander, but I just love this setup. I've got one of my favorite microphones running processing, being plugged directly into the Pocket 3. It's near enough ready to go. I can literally just stick this thing in Premiere, do a bit of correction, make a couple of tweaks, and I'm good to go. And this thing is available for just over £100. I'd fully recommend it. I did have to get an additional cable, which again, affiliate link in the description, which taking the USB, you know, that kind of like printer style cable to USB-C, and then it just worked flawlessly. Didn't like working with an adapter, got a new cable, boom. MKH50, Pocket 3, balling.